There we go. Aha! Hi, hi. Welcome, welcome, Scully. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Hi, Scojo. That's good. Just chilling. Nice. Ooh, nice. You get some nice herbs. Some ones that calm you down. Yes. That's good. Ooh. I've been finally able to watch more of the anime that I wanted to watch. So I've been catching up on Demon Slayer. Been able to download whole seasons now and load them up. Before we didn't have that plan. It was just a couple bucks extra, so I was happy about that. I think new episodes are still being produced right now. Let me take a look really quick. New season, Demon Slayer. Oh, actually, the first part of the Infinity Castle movie trilogy is scheduled to release in Japan July 18th. That's 4 days from now. The final arc of the manga, Infinity Castle, will be adapted into a trilogy of movies. Interesting. Your contact slipped? All right, yeah, go fix that. That's got to be irritating. I couldn't wear contacts. My I feel like I would injure myself, or I'm just like too scared to like, just place things in my eye that are not eye drops. Like I can do eye drops, but I don't know. I always feel a little squicky every time I try to mess with my eye. So I've been contemplating getting like LASIK, but I still need to get a consultation on that to see if it's actually available for me. I can probably hit up the eye doctor relatively soon. In the US, it's the demon like the first part of the Demon Slayer movie is September 12th. And this will be the final part of it too. So, I'm still catching up to it, so um I've only watched up to and through the Entertainment District arc. So, I have that. Ooh. You have glasses now. Yay, just like me. Even my I like these glasses. It's not even really glasses, more like AR, like holographic in front of my eyes. I love it. Do-do-do. I didn't really come into Just Chatting thinking about anything. I was just like, oh, I'm just going to load it up and just see what happens. So I am open and free to any topic that anyone wants to really talk about, barring some extremes. But thank you for joining. I was wondering if I was going to be able to stream today, actually. Oh, yeah, I'm fine with pet stories. Before we get into that, though, I didn't think I was going to be able to stream today. Like, when I woke up, the internet was being really, really spotty, and my phone was telling me, "Did you want to use cell data because it doesn't seem like you're connected to the internet?" And then I see a message from Skojo saying that internet is poopy. So, but for the past hour, it seemed to be going just well. So, I think it was just our ISP just having another hiccup. Yeah, I really wish that like I really hope that like the internet just becomes more and more stable. You're moving August 2nd? Ooh, that's a couple weeks away. Nice. Give Momo lots of happy pets, and love. That's good. That means she still has people and her brother around to help her out. So 11-hour car ride. Um when I traveled to Arizona, it took me I think like 3 days because it was like about 22, 24 hours of driving straight. And, just if you're not used to like super long haul, I just ended up stopping at two quick hotels on the way. That's pretty extreme. Um, make sure you have lots of herbal supplements then. So yeah, just make sure that, you're able to go to the bathroom and you're not holding things in. There's let's see, from Florida to Texas. Yeah, that's a long trip. You'll be going through like Louisiana, Georgia. Oh, that's cool. That's good. That means everyone is being supportive, and I'm happy for you for that. So, I'm glad. Yeah. So I'll be seeing you for a couple weeks, and then you'll have brand new place, brand new internet, and I'll understand if you won't be around for a little bit, right at the end of that move. So, do you know what you're gonna do first when you get to Texas? Besides, move in. What's the first thing that you're gonna do? Oh, you already have it planned out. I see. Gonna start your streaming again. Okay. Nice. Are you gonna do art streams? What kind of streaming do you do? You're working on both Scully, my slimy, and the art for the other stuffs. Oh, okay. You got a lot on your plate then. Oh, that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. My current goal is to become affiliate. And I think I'll reach there in a relatively soon amount of time, so. But you think in Texas you'll have about a happy that makes well, about of happy. Well, you seem super motivated now, so hopefully you'll be able to ride that all the way through and keep it up. Mm-hmm. Yes. And make sure this is the last time too that you move. Do not move back to Florida. I'm rooting for you. And I really hope you have a safe trip as well. Nice. Hmm. I remember a bit about my road trip. The most boring place in my road trip, though, was probably New Mexico. It is just flat land. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Does it now? I haven't seen one. All I just remember is just when I was driving it, driving straight through, it was just flat land, and rest stops were few, far between. Um, I did hit up Albuquerque. I think that's where I stayed my final night before I ended up getting into Arizona. It was because I didn't even have a place to move in yet. I just stayed at a hotel for a couple weeks as I went through a job interview because I needed proof of employment before I was able to get an apartment. So I needed to get that first, and then get the apartment afterwards. You've only been on the East Coast, from Massachusetts to Florida. Okay. Um, what am I like? I've been to California. Um, San Diego's a pretty nice place. I've been there when I was on cruise ship, and it was a stopping port for quite a few ships that would go into many different areas, either going to like Hawaii and then the like oceanic cruise for that, and then it was another stopping point too in the summer um, when it was switching seasons from cruising up in Alaska and then going into other places. But San Diego is a huge port, for a lot of cruise ships to go in many different places. I know of one of them too that just goes through the Panama Canal and goes to I want to say Fort Lauderdale, but it's I know it's a port in Florida. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale was like a home port too as well. So you want to go see the redwoods at least once in your life? They are huge trees. Absolutely massive. I do recommend seeing them once just because looking from like within the forest, it's pretty like it's like I want to say amazing, but in a way it's also pretty ethereal just because of how big the trees are. You're looking up and it's like, wow, can't believe they stand so tall. If I ever go visit the redwoods again, yeah, yeah, possibly. I did see it once. Maybe I'll see it again, but not for at least a couple of years because I think the last time I saw them was just a couple of years ago. I can't remember exactly when right now, but they were good. It was a fun place to see and visit. California has a lot of natural cool natural landscapes. So if I'm visiting California, it'll probably be something like that for nature or probably for you know, I want to stay away from anything that has a large amount of traffic because that traffic sucks when you're going to LA or just around the area. You love marinas and aquariums? Um, I know there's an aquarium nearby. It is really cool. Hiking was once one of your favorite hobbies. Oh, okay. To me, I've never been like a fan of hiking. I have to get my exercise like on my own. Hiking around here is pretty uninteresting too because you see desert plants once. It's I mean, you can see it a couple times. It's pretty cool. There's a couple places though that actually do have good like views. One of them I was showed to recently was had like a huge overview of Phoenix from the southwest part of like all the suburbs and whatnot. It was pretty fun to see. I've never been to Virginia. The mountains are beautiful. Oh, that's so cool. I haven't actually really seen the Appalachian Mountains. I know they're old, weathered, and I guess they have their own charm to them. I don't know. If I were to visit, I'll still walk around. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll still walk, like, do nature walks. I mean, if I'm hiking for the purposes of just viewing nature, I'm fine with that. But I am not gung ho about, like, pressing my limit or just going through like spending a long amount of time hiking. So you used to live in the Shenandoah Valley? I don't know where that is. Let's look it up. Ooh. I love that the first picture I get when I type in Shenandoah Valley was, you know, beautiful mountain. And then like 2 slides later I got an indoor water park. You lived in Front Royal. Where's that? Front Royal. Front Royal has the Skyline Caverns. That looks cool to see. I'd like to visit um I'd like to visit that. Oh wow, so it's just Front Royal is just what is it, just west of Washington? Yeah, just west of Washington DC. Well, I guess if I ever want to see the White House in Washington DC, I'll know where to go after that. Front Royal. Okay. You went on a I'm not sure what that word is. Is it supposed to be a fire trip to DC in elementary school? I actually I remember my middle school also setting up something to go to Washington D.C. I don't think I ever went though. Oh, you went on a field trip. Okay, that makes more sense. Couldn't read. Went to the Natural History Museum. Natural history. That's cool. Ooh, stretchy, stretchy, stretch. A long time ago. Yeah. I don't know if schools really do trips to Washington D.C. still. I remember it being a thing in the past, just only when I was like in middle school. I don't think ever really high school. In high school, I had a field trip though to New Orleans. That was actually for my jazz band. That was a fun trip. We got to play jazz in New Orleans and just enjoy the scene there. And it's very very musical. Just um, being around, just having marching bands. You only ever pass through? Oh, you should give it a stop and look around. It's really cool. I think they have regular parades every so often. And it's just the that fun New Orleans groove. Your sister lives there. She can tell you all about it then. Probably knows a lot more about it than me. I say that trip is worth. It seems like my internet is holding stable. I did drop a couple frames, but it looks like it's still nice, so that's good. Let me check something. Do 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 do. All right. What instrument do I play again? I played the bass, the upright bass. I lay down the groove, the time. I am the ultimate support instrument. Yep, the upright bass. I have it next to me. It's not set up currently, but it's it's fun. You play the violin? Nice. I think I've only ever really like I've adapted to the upright bass, but if I did play the cello, but I knew that I had a limit on the cello because of how twitchy my hands are. So the upright bass was large enough where like any of my hand shaking I can just attribute it to just vibrato. So otherwise it's a little bit too much and a bit too inaccurate for me to get the right intonation whenever I'm playing a smaller stringed instrument. You play the violin recorder and piano kinda? And kalimba. Ooh, nice. I've tried playing well, I took private lessons for piano for a while. I did stop though, like in the middle of high school. And I was just focusing on cello and bass after that point. I just had so much going on. I want to know why my tracking is like this. Oh, that's why. Right down. There we are. You love to learn by ear? Nice. I think I learned the Suzuki method initially, which was pretty much training and learning by ear. So, but then moved on to being able to read sheet music and then being able to sight read too. I did learn a lot of music theory even in high school because I did have classes in high school that taught music theory. It was nice. I continued that all the way up to and through college. You can't read processes and follow them? I mean, it's an acquired skill. It's not necessarily something that, is natural for people to start with. So it's but I do know there's plenty of musicians that never learn to read music and they do everything by ear. It's one of the things that was damaged. Oh, okay. Do you want to talk a little bit about like what you went through, or you love making music, singing, and beatboxing? Nice. I've played so much music. I'm fine with like I've played so much music that I'm fine with just, taking a long extended breaks now. But I have something that to look forward to in November. So I just need to get the music for it. I singing for me. Um think I've only really ever sang in a church choir. Everything else that was musical was done with instruments, playing the bass, playing uh, cello, and I never really got formally trained in singing. But you're choir trained? Nice. Yeah, I'm not. Not at all. Cool. Are you gonna sing for your streams? Do you have an idea what you're gonna stream first when you get to Texas? Nice. You used to have a redeem for singing? Okay, that's cool. Art streams and just chatting. I like. I want to play more games. I want to. I also want to like see if I can get an audience too that likes watching me play games. Like I do enjoy just chatting, but there's just times too that I just want to be able to unwind, play a game, and be able to have an audience for that too as well. Although I do realize I'm not the most interesting person when I do game, I'm trying to fix that. Um, yeah, possibly. Um, there's I just have a lot of like not a whole lot of like downtime or to figure out like a time for that. Um, because I don't know how often I'm gonna do Monday streams. Possibly. Do I mean sure? Hi, cheesecake. I'm just trying to think. Because right now I'm trying to find as much spare time as possible for me to get other things done. So right now, like I've been um with my current schedule and the bonus streams, I'm trying to figure out a good um balance of streaming, um getting the stuff that I want to do for streaming, and also learning a new skill that I want to do. So but and so I'm trying to juggle all that, and it's difficult, but I think I'm like trying to set it up. I just don't know where I'm going to put that in the time slot. Multitask Monday? Yeah. I did say that last week. And as far as like multitasking goes, what would you want me to do currently? I didn't really rack my brain too much about this, so I was thinking of like if Fancy were here to join, it's like I could also do like Pokemon Showdown while we just talked. As and It's like I guess I could just do that too if you guys want to see that. So I do want to learn more and more, or not learn. I do want to work on my skills with multitasking. So want a deep conversation? You want a super deep conversation? Skojo's asking me to hydrate. I have water. Took a couple gulps. Well, some of the things I'm trying to learn right now, one of them is Blender. So right now I'm trying to learn how to create in Blender. Well, really right now I'm trying to learn how all the tools work in Blender. And the tutorial I'm going through might not be the best one. I've been hammering it through, just trying to like a couple days I've done, you know, a couple hours, but then I've only realized I've only gone through like 30 minutes of the actual video, just trying to figure out um because sometimes the person skips a couple steps and I don't realize like where they're at. Hop on, stream that Blender with YouTube on the side and you can try talking on the side. Oh, if I'm learning a brand new skill, um like just chatting while learning Blender? Hmm. I mean, if it's a thing people want to see, but it's really just me like trying to follow a tutorial as I just kind of, you know, fail, because sometimes I just want to also mess around a little bit in Blender, um trying to figure out like a good way of doing something, but then also realizing um you know how pretty his stuff looks, and then looking at mine and I'm just thinking, it's like, why doesn't mine look like that? It is multitask Monday. You won't know if people will like it or not, but I don't try it. I mean, it's true. Um, Question though. Would I want to uh do you want to see the tutorial too as well on stream? Or do you just want to see me try to like just the whole Blender part? So up to you, up to me if I want to show them both. I was I don't know if I want to stream a tutorial because it's you did the donut. Yeah, I'm still on the donut. I am still on the donut. So, um, it's up to me whether I want to show both, like the video I'm learning from, and then like the actual like learning how to do Blender. For the most part, I think I'll probably want to restart my donut so I can just. I mean, why not? To be honest, I don't know. I think what would probably be better then, if I were to do that, would be probably not to stream the tutorial, but I can still stream Blender. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, I'll probably start a brand new and just start with the started the donut. um yeah, because I only got to about I didn't even get to like even like texturing or even like placing it on the floor or on the countertop. I am just before that filler and smooth brushes. And some of the brushes I didn't really get or understand. I don't know. Let's see if I can do this. Do click. I can make it really tiny in the bottom, like left corner of the screen. The problem is that I'm not going to be able to finish the tutorial in one stream, so it'll be over multiple streams. So that might be something that I might be able to stitch together, but no promises. All right, I'm setting it up. I wonder. Do do do. It's not showing up for you guys properly, is it? Nope. Why is it like this? Like, I can see this, right? Oh, it's not even like... Why is this not working? Ah. Do I have to do screen share? Probably. I feel like this is the best way for me to do it. Yeah, I have to do screen share chatting. Let's shrink my body. Oop. I don't know why it does that. Let's see. Did you want... for context, I think it would be best if I had, um, like the tutorial playing in the corner at the very least. So let's give me a moment. I'm gonna add uh window capture. Name it. Whoop, whoop. There we are. Probably set it down here. Capture audio. And let's go back to this. Exit full screen. Theater mode. Ah. I think theater mode works. I can always just hide it if I need to see what's behind. Have you guys see what's behind it? Hi, Common. How you doing? I am going to be working on my Blender. I've done about an hour and a half into the donut tutorial, but I'm restarting for stream, as well as like I just want to relearn um everything that I've been learning so far. So and I'll have the um in the bottom left I'll have the ooh, can I just right click and interact? Or do? No? Okay. I know there's a way to set that up. But all right. To go back to what I was saying, I am going to show myself learning Blender while also talking. So this is still just chatting stream as well. But I'm also trying to do something at the same time. So I wonder, can I shrink this? Oop. There it is. There we are. This guy has a how long is this video? I think it's almost 5 hours. Yep. 4 hours 55 minutes 3 seconds. Whee! Oh, he tells you how to even download it. I just downloaded it off of Steam, by the way. I could probably fast forward through this. Whee! I think he linked all the videos together. So, how you doing, Common? Doing good. That's good. I'm doing good as well.
is underneath mesh. So these are called your primitives, and it's what you use to start something when you're looking to make an object. Like if you want to make a chair, you might start with a cylinder as the
Hi,
chassis
Scully.
and then build out from there. But the one I'm sure you're all very
I'm going through the
familiar with
tutorial
is
now.
it's
I
the
will still
monkey.
answer any and all questions in chat too, by the way.
A monkey. Well, fun fact, every 3D software has its own little random
But I am going to be
configuration
really focused on the
that you use
tutorial.
to test things like shaders or complexities of scenes. So 3ds Max has the Utah Teapot, Houdini has the toy, and I think Pig's Head. Blender has the monkey. And it's actually called the Suzanne monkey head, which you can see in the top left there, named after the orangutan from the film Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Random piece of trivia. So let's get a better look at it. And to that we need to orbit, which you can do by on your mouse there, your scroll wheel. That is called your middle mouse button. If you push that in and then drag around, that is now orbiting. Now, for my laptop users, you've just panicked because you realize you don't have a mouse. How are you going to orbit around? First of all, probably a good idea to get a mouse for 3D work. It will come in handy. But in a pinch, you can get by without it just by up here in the top right-hand corner, this little gray circle, anywhere in the gray
I
section.
do recommend getting a mouse for this.
That will do the exact same thing. Or if you want, you can go to Edit Preferences, and then underneath Input, there's Emulate 3-button mouse. And that means that if you hold down Alt and then left-click drag, that will do the exact same thing. Also, whilst you are in User Preferences, you might want to go to Interface, and you've got Resolution Scale. If you're on a 4K monitor, you might find that your menus and buttons are really small, and you kind of have to like squint in to see it. So personally, I like to keep my 4K monitor around about 1.5. Since this is a tutorial, I'll make it nice and big so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's orbiting around with the middle mouse button. If we want to zoom in, we can do that just by scrolling in and out. We could also do it by going up to the magnifying glass tool there, and then just left-click dragging and then moving the mouse back and forth. That does the same thing. Or you could hold down Control and then middle mouse button, and that will do a smooth zoom as well. Okay, so one thing you might notice looking at this is that it's not very pretty, right? It's just kind of got this flat, bland, gray look to everything. And that's because this state right now is called
I like how he
viewport.
goes through multiple ways to control something.
Way to view the scene just as you're building it. But if you want to create a final pretty image, that's called rendering. And you can actually switch into rendered mode by going up here into the top right-hand corner. You can see we're currently in the viewport shading mode. If we go 2 across, you should see rendered view mode. So if we click that, your computer might stall for a quick second whilst it loads it in, but you can see it's now different. We have directional light. We have shadow cast across the monkey. So it's now currently being lit by this lamp up here. So if I wanted to, zoom in on that lamp there and just kind of like move it around, you can see it's kind of hard to focus on. Like it's always exactly not in the right view. And that's because we are centered on our monkey right now. We need to change the focus. We need to pan to something else. So we could do that one of 2 ways. One, if you're on a laptop, you could use the little move tool there. That will do that. Or everyone else, shift middle mouse click, drag, that will do the same thing. So middle mouse is for orbiting, shift middle mouse is for pan to change your view to something else. Okay, so I want to move my light because it's too moody. I want to be able to see the monkey's face there. So to move an object, you could do it one of 2 ways. One, you could go over to the left-hand corner here and you've got the move tool. When you click that, you can see that the selected object, the lamp, has this gizmo, it's called, with these axes on it. And if I just clicked and dragged on any of those arrows there, you can see I can move it along any of those axes. I could also just click on that white circle there, and that will just freehand drag it depending on my view. But it's kind of tedious. Every time you want to move something, you have to like go to that tool and then find the arrows and yada yada. So actually, most people in Blender prefer to use the hotkeys. So we just keep it in the default selection state here, and instead remember the hotkey, which is G for grab. Now I've just tapped the key, and you'll notice as I move my cursor that it's now attached to my cursor. My cursor isn't even actually close to it. In fact, my cursor could be on the other side of the screen.
Sorry, I just remember this part of the tutorial. And I'm just going through. Oops.
Why is it working this way? But once you get used to it, you realize it's actually handy because you don't have to spend all this time like navigating your cursor to something just so that you can move it. Your cursor could be over here and then just tap it and you're moving it. So whilst you're in this move state, if you want to cancel a movement, you could do it one of two ways. You could just hit escape, or you could right click. Then if you want to confirm a movement, like say I want to move my lamp here and I like the movement, I could just do a single left click. So again, if I want to cancel something, just right click. If I want to confirm the movement, left click. But let's say I wanted to move it along an axis, like, I like these arrows here, I want to be able to move it on just a specific axis. Well, I can do that whilst I'm in that grab state as well. So after I have hit the G key to grab it, I can then tap the letter of the axes that I want to move it on. So if you don't know, in the real world and in the 3D software, there are 3 axes because there's 3 dimensions. There's the X axis, which I can move by hitting the X key, the Y axis to move it back and forth along the Y axis with the Y key, or the Z axis to move it up and down on the Z axis. So you can remember those letters, the X, Y, and Z. Or the method that I actually prefer to use is whilst you're in that G state, if you just hold down the middle mouse button and then pull out, you can see you get this like gray line that pulls out from the center. And then if you just drag
Whee!
around, it will snap it to the nearest axis, which again
Going through.
an odd way to work, but it's actually really handy because it means you don't have to think of the letter and locate it on your keyboard. I can just tap G to move it and then middle mouse drag out and then just find that exact axis that I'm looking for. And so it's very fast to just quickly move the lamp exactly where I want it.
I mean, if I'm going to try to multitask, though,
that I've mentioned, I've actually put together a PDF, a cheat sheet of Blender's most common hotkeys.
I just want to get past the monkey and go right into the donut. So I just want to showcase the monkey really quick because it's just showing you how to do the very basics of like how to pan around, how to do everything.
Industry compatible, you'll find that these shortcuts are probably more in line with what you remember from other software. Link to a cheat sheet that is just for the industry compatible key maps that somebody else put together. I've got nothing to do with it, but I'll put that link there so you can check it out as well. For the rest of this tutorial series, I'm going to use Blender's hotkeys. Just keep that in mind. Now let's say as I am moving around here, I'm like, oh, this looks really good. I've got some nice Rembrandt lighting across the monkey's face. I want to take a photo. I want to take a nice pretty image of this and post it on socials for clout, right? Well, I could take a screenshot of it, but that would be silly because it's got all these lines all over. It's all noisy, right? We don't like it. The way you take a photo, a pretty image in Blender, is to do a render. So you could do that one of 2 ways, by going up to render and hitting render image, or remembering the hotkey which says next to it F12. So when you do that, a little window will pop up. It will use your CPU or GPU, depending on which renderer you've got.
Oof.
And it will render out a pretty image. And from here, you could go image and then save as, and it'll save it as a PNG or whatever, wherever you want to save it. But you might notice looking at this that this is actually a different view than what we have here, right? So here I've got a nice view of the monkey's face, but there is a different view. And the reason for that is when you do a render, it's not rendering from the view that you're looking at currently. It's always going to render from the point of view of the camera. So this is our camera over here, and it's looking from this angle. And we can actually look through the camera by just clicking the little camera icon there, or by remembering the hotkey, which is number pad 0. So how do we move the camera? Well, Blender's a little awkward, maybe a little different to other software packages, but you're supposed to like hit G to move it, and then like middle mouse to zoom in and out. And then if you wanted to like move it along an axis, I guess G and then X. You could do that, but actually what a lot of users prefer, especially those from other software packages, is if you've got your camera selected, which by the way, I haven't mentioned this, but up here, this is your outliner. It's kind of an inventory of every item that you've got in your scene. Okay, so with the camera there selected, if I hit N, N is to bring up the properties, N for properties for whatever reason. And then
Weird.
view,
It's
little box there that just
the
to camera
hotkeys don't make
view.
that terribly much sense though.
With that active, if I just use the same keyboard shortcuts as before, middle mouse button to orbit around, shift middle mouse to drag it, you can see that the camera is moving with it. So essentially the view, I can set it up exactly as I want, then hit N again, and then I can disable that. And then now as I pull out, you can see that the camera will stay exactly where it was, and I could do a lovely, pretty render. But this is too simple. If we post this on the internet, people are bound to make fun of us. Imagine that. Well, we could give it selected, we can go over to here to the properties. So this properties section is where you might spend the other, I don't know, another 5 to 8%. I don't know, getting too exact. You might spend another 5% of your time in this section, but it's where all
I am showing lighting,
for things
and I'll be able to make the monkey eventually.
you've got like the render values, like the size of the image that you're
Yeah.
setting something as is defined there. And some of these
I just wanted to
no matter what is selected, but others
showcase this.
selection dependent. So you can see actually if I click the camera there, you can see I get a little camera tab at the bottom there. But if I select my monkey, you'll see the camera tab disappears. But instead I have some other ones that appear. So one that we might want to change is underneath material, and this will enable us to add a material, change the color to something else, essentially. So underneath here where it's got new, I'm just going to hit new, and then you've got a bunch of options, very IOR, subsurface. Again, don't worry, we'll get to all of that later on. The one that defines the color is the base color. So if I do a single left click on that white box there, I can then change this color to whatever I want. I could make it an odd, creepy, skin-toned monkey head, right? Like that, and do a render. Okay, so hey, all right, it's better, but still it's too simple. I think people will think we haven't put enough effort into this masterpiece. So let's add another object. Let's give the monkey a hat. So if we want to add another object, well, we could go to the add menu, like I mentioned before, or the hotkey Shift A. So what sort of hat do we want to add? We could do a boxy hat. Let's do a party hat with a cone. So once we've added that object, you can see it's just plopped it straight in the center, intersecting our monkey. So we need to move it. We can move it, and we could grab it with the G key. So it's now moving it just on our cursor there. I don't want to move it just freehand though, because I like the position, but I just want to move it up. So I'm going to hit Z to move it along the Z axis. Right, I like it there. So once I like the placement, I'm just going to do a single left click. Okay, great. But too big. See, we need to learn another tool, which is scale. So we could go to the scale tool there, and then we get this familiar little axes there. But again, most people prefer to remember the hotkey, which for scale is just S. So S to scale. So resizing that. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's move it down again. So G and Z. Okay. All right. But yeah, let's say we want to make it a little taller. Okay. So we could scale it along just the Z axis. So S and then Z. Whoops. S, Z. There we go. And it's now making it a tall party hat. Scale it down. There we go. Ha! Look at that. You're very bland party if it's gray there. So let's give it another material. An exciting color. A vibrant aqua color. Why not? Give that a render by hitting F12. Okay. Camera is in the wrong position, so let's go to camera view mode with number pad 0. I'm going to select my camera, and rather than dabbling with that little thing I had before, I'm going to hit G, and then middle mouse, just tap it once. As I said, it's a little awkward. Blender's the way it handles with the camera. But anyway, just move that out, and
Oops.
then
This.
rotate it. All right.
Oops.
So I'm going to rotate. So with the camera selected, tap R, then middle mouse, and it's now kind of like freehand rotating around. So I'll just move it up slightly. There we go. Okay. This is
And Y.
this is just a fool around session, so don't worry if you're making mistakes. We'll get to actual practical building stuff in the next part. I'm just trying to find ways to throw in these like fundamental tools. Rotate, right? The monkey's head is just, he needs to look dead on at the camera, and currently he's off. What an excuse to use the rotate tool. So you could enable the rotate tool, right? The familiar axes there. You could click and rotate it around like that. Again, most people prefer to remember the hotkey, which is R to rotate, right? So it's now just freehand rotating on my cursor. Remember the axes, as I mentioned before, can be used for any mode. So the X-axis will rotate it back and forth. The Y-axis, tilt it, or Z, there we go, to turn it towards the camera. Just a little bit, right? And there you go, F12. And we've done it. Let's save it. Let's upload it to ArtStation, and then just wait for the recruiters, essentially. All right, let's start a new scene so that we can get ready for part 2, where we're going to actually start building our donut and learning some of the more core features of Blender. Now we know
The donut challenge. Yep.
Completely new scene. Don't want any remaining monkey heads lying around. Let's begin fresh slate, and let's delete our default cube just with the delete key, and let's replace it with a new object. You might remember the hotkey for that is Shift A. And as I mentioned before, you usually want what is underneath mesh because these are your primitives. So we want to start with something that most resembles what it is we're building. If it was a house, you might start with a cube. If it was a vase, you might start with a cylinder. In our case, we want the donut-shaped one, although mathematicians call it a torus for some reason. So let's add that. Now, if I zoom in by scrolling up, we can see we have something resembling a donut. Looks like a pretty weak-looking donut, very flimsy. Looks like the donut before it's cooked when they just drop it into the vat and it's just this little wispy thing. So immediately after you do some actions in Blender, you have options to change it. And the options are hidden down here in the bottom left-hand corner. You see a little box, and if you click that box, you see options. And look, we can
Let's see if I can
dimensions of our
showcase that. Bottom left. Oops. F9.
a realistic looking donut, so I guess I need to go really high resolution. I remember my first project, one of my first projects was for a high school film project, and I wanted to have a close-up of a face. Didn't realize faces were going to be difficult, but I went really high poly, and then it was just an absolute nightmare to work with. The problem, the reason you don't want this is that, for starters, things that are high poly are very slow to render, and they're very hard to work with if you want to tweak the shape of it. But also, as you learn and you grow with 3D, you'll discover that it is a lot easier to add resolution to something later on, but it is very difficult to take it away if you've already built it into it and you don't need it. So, long way to say, what we actually want is to have as few polys, these are called polys, as you can get away with. So I'm going to go
I don't love that at 3 is just
and don't worry that it looks all jagged because we will
the triangle.
now, the major and minor, this is really up to you, but I find that something that looks kind of chunky, like a fat donut, really delicious. So I'm going with something around about this size, okay? And once I'm happy with this, once I'm ready to click off, I click off, the options are gone, and this is it. This is the donut that I am now working with. So how do we make this look higher resolution, less jagged? Well, one way is to use smooth shading. So if you right-click with your object selected, go to Shade Smooth.
I'm going to rewind a little bit of this video.
Better. Without getting too technical, this is kind of a fakery.
And catch the settings that he used for the dimensions. There we are.
Made kind of chunky, like a fat donut, just looks really delicious. So I'm going with something around about this size, okay? And once I'm happy with this, once I'm ready to click off, I click off, the options are gone, and this is it. This is the donut that I am now working with. So how do you make this look higher resolution, less jagged? Well, one way is to use smooth shading. So if you right-click with your object selected, go to Shade Smooth. And look at that, this is immediately better. Without getting too technical, this is kind of a fakery. It's sort of like the shader is telling the renderer that this is a really high poly dense mesh when it really isn't. It's just basically kind of like averaging out faces, and anyway, it's very technical, but basically means it's not going to add anything to your render time, but it's going to look smoother. And so this is generally what you want for something that is smooth and organic looking like we want. If you were rendering like architectural or like hard surfaces, like later on we're going to put this on a counter, then the object
My first gray donut. I cooked it. Something's wrong. Doesn't have any color.
Especially if you go side on, but you've got this sort of jagged shape around here, right? So the silhouette is really breaking that illusion that this is a high poly or a smooth looking donut. But thankfully, rather than adding all of that complex density into the mesh itself and then making it hard to remove later on,
I'm going to move this back to the bottom left. So I don't think there's anything that's going to happen down there.
Right, this very confusing, lots of option looking properties. Click on the wrench, and this is the section called modifiers. And this is one of those object dependent things. So if you've got your camera selected, you won't see it. So it's only when you've got actual meshes that you might see this modifier here. So it's much easier to explain if we just add one. So up here, add modifier, and you got a range of options here that can do a whole number of things. The one we're looking for is underneath generate, and it is called subdivision surface. And it is a really
okay. I'm gonna have to pause it here and go back because it said, "Oh, that wrench. This wrench right here." That's what I was saying.
so a number of things. The one that we're looking for is underneath generate, and it is called subdivision surface. And it is a really common modifier that you use all the
Click.
time. In fact, it's so common that actually you can just immediately add it to any
The donut challenge.
but don't do that because we've already got it. So there. Now, some of you might have just discovered that your donut has disappeared. If that is the case, you need to go to Edit, Preferences, and then underneath Viewport, where it's got Subdivision at the very bottom, Disable GPU Subdivision. That will then make the subdivision perform on your CPU instead.
I mean, I see it.
GPU, which is maybe non-existent or not performing whatever, but disable that and it should appear. But if it's already working for you, don't disable it. Keep it going because GPU will be faster. So what exactly is this doing? Well, it's a lot easier to explain if we look at the shade flat mode, because we're not being tricked by the smooth shading there. If I set this levels viewport to 0, this is our original mesh. This is before we add the subsurface, essentially.
Oh, okay.
You can see that it is adding resolution to our mesh. And the more I increase this viewport levels here, the finer and finer that detail becomes. So to explain it, because this is such a very, very common modifier, it's kind of important to understand how it's working. You can see that this is these squares here, these are called faces, by the way. And for each one of these faces here, as I add a level, you can see it's becoming 4 faces, right? And then now, if
1, 4,
one face here, if I do
4,
that's now become 4 faces. And then if I zoom in again,
4 in there.
4 faces. So it's exponentially adding detail. And you might also know that it is
Wow.
smoothing it out as well. Like this jagged edge that we've got here, you can see now becomes smoother. So to quickly visualize that, if I just draw, like imagine you've got like a 90-degree corner, right? Like this. If you add a subsurf modifier, what it's going to do is it's going to add a point here, because this is the extra detail. It's also going to take that point there and it's going to average it out. It's going to average it out between these points. And it's going to create another one there and another one there. So you go then from having that really hard corner there to having something that looks a lot smoother. So it's going to take a point and it's also going to...
Oh, he's just explaining exactly what's happening.
Generally speaking. So there we go. So now as I increase this, you can see it's getting smoother and smoother. Now, the reason there are 2 options here, you've got levels viewport and levels render. So reminder, this gray area that we operate in is called our viewport. The render is the pretty version. So as an example, you can see if I just turned it off for the viewport, it looks very jagged. But then for my render, if I increase that to 3, if I do my render, which you could go up there and render image, or remember the hotkey F12, you can see that that donut is now smooth, but I go back and you can see it's jagged. So the viewport, you want to generally keep it lightweight, and then the render time, that's where you want to get a really nice looking pretty image. So you want to often have
Okay.
levels. In our case though, I don't really think we need to go beyond 1, even for our final pretty image, because this with shade smoothing turned on is good enough. And we're going to be adding more to the scene later on, so we don't want to make it too complex. made a donut this perfect.
It reminds me of an inner tube that I would use for like being in the pool.
The eye will always see this as looking fake. So that's actually a problem you learn pretty quickly in 3D, that things that are too perfect just
Anyone ever like
things look misshapen and
like relaxing the pill just sitting on inner tubes?
see in the real world because your eye expects to see it. So how do we do that? How do we make this donut look a little more
Oh yeah.
and interesting? I do that by changing the mesh itself. So this mode that we are in right now, where we can click on different objects, is called object mode. And I know that because in the top left-hand corner you can see we are in object mode. But if I click the drop down, you can see I get a number of other options here. And these options, again, will change depending on the object you've got selected. If I've got a lamp, my little light there selected, you can see I've only got object mode. My camera, I've only
Only
got
inner tube you remember are the ones
will give you extra
oh
options here. So let's
the
enter
lazy river or raging waters.
right. Now, you can see our mesh, our
I
object
mean
has
if
become something that looks weird. It's got a bunch of little points,
yeah.
lines, and very technical. Well, that's because this is actually
I've been in other pools where I'm just able to just relax on an inner tube.
are called your
There's others too that are like oh it's almost like just an air mattress that you could just put on top of the surface of the pool and you just be able to float without actually touching the water, which is just kind of weird, but you just kind of just float there. I like those as well.
Anyway, so these are called your vertices, and if you have two of them joined by a line, that is called an edge. And if you have four of them forming a face, then it's called a face.
I need to go back to see the exact command edit mode. Okay. That's it.
So now it's got a bunch of little points on it. The mesh is vertices. The singular term is called vertex. I never say that. I like to just call all of them vertices, regardless of whether it's one or two, just because you always get some comments that go, actually, it's called vertex if it is singular. Anyway, so these are called your
Wireframes.
and if you have two of them joined by a line, that is called an edge. And if you have four of them forming a face, then it's called a face. So with these, I can quickly change the shape of my object by using the same hotkeys as before. And if I want to move this, then I would simply tap G, right? And you can see it's now attached to my cursor. And then if I want to confirm its movement, I just do a single left click, and there it is. Now, if I go back into object mode, like that, you can see that my mesh has changed, okay? And by the way, the hotkey for jumping in and out of object and edit mode is just tab, okay? So you can see it's just toggling between those two modes because it's so common that you want to just quickly change things that it's just easily accessible by that. Now, this is okay, right? But you can see it's like, it's got like some artifacting. It's like, it's not the greatest lump, right? So how do we make it look a little more natural? Well, I mean, you could, you move one, drag it out, okay, click, and then I move, the next one next to it, right? I'll move that out, and then I'll move this one out a little bit, and then I move this one out. And it's like, okay, well, now I've got the thing, but it took me like 5 actions. Ridiculous, right? No one wants to do that. No one's got a name for that. Thankfully,
Fast mode.
tool in Blender just for this, and it's called proportional editing, and you can enable it up there in your toolbar. So if you enable that, now if I hit G and I move it out, you will see I get a little ring around my cursor there, and that is now changing the mesh around it. Now, a lot of people in my previous tutorials were like, I don't see what's going on. You have to have something selected first, and then when you hit G, you will see that little circle of influence. Okay, now this circle of influence, if I scroll down, sorry, if I scroll up, you can see it's shrinking its circle of influence. And if I scroll down, it is expanding its influence. So it's only going to affect what is in that ring there, okay? If you are on, if you don't have a mouse with a scroll wheel, you can also change the influence between page up and page down. And if you don't have page up or page down because you're on a Mac keyboard, then what you would have to do is go to Keymap and then change your page up and page down to something else, just so that you could get around that. But
I like that you can move and then scroll and see how the influence goes. I didn't even really think of this before. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Good. There we are. Oh, because of course holding shift can select more things. Oh, it's my donut, guys. I love the undo key. File, save. Donut streaming. Save. This is probably the best donut that I've made so far. The other ones had some weird jagged edges that I ended up screwing up. So I'm glad I'm restarting the tutorial with you guys. Whoa. It's a lump. No, lumpy. I like it. It's looking a little bit more delicious.
reference as well in the YouTube comments if you want to. But I hope you stay with it. So if you're ready to jump to the next part after you've saved your blend file, go ahead, click here, and I will see you there. Did you guys know that Blender 4.0 had a change that makes it more realistic by default? Or that there's a new technology that is going to...
Oh, he has a little bit of an advertisement right here.
Well, you would if you were on my free newsletter called
Or, yeah, just more of his advertisement.
once a week with 3 to 5 things that I found interesting that week from the world of 3D. So sometimes I share a new tool.
Anyway, while that's playing.
Tutorial, a new Blender feature, a news story about the industry.
The undo key, I think, is very nice.
Enter your email address and then you will stay up to date on the world of 3D. It's always free and it's always written by me. Now, on to the tutorial. Welcome back to the Donut Show, where we make sad little donuts that we cannot eat.
Blah, 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 blah.
Part 1, we've got our nice looking donut, and now we're going to make that icing, which looks complex but is actually fairly simple. Now, as I mentioned before, if you want to add an object, you go Shift A, right? And then you start with something that resembles what you're trying to create. But we already have something that resembles the exact shape we want to create. It's the donut, because we want the icing around the donut. So let's just reuse this information. So we can do that by duplicating the object. And if you don't know the hotkey for it, you could just go Object, and then you'd find it here where it says Shift D. So Shift D. Now, when you hit that, you are in a placement state, essentially. Like, it's duplicated, and it's now saying, where do you want to place it? Now, in our case, and actually often, you don't actually want to change its placement. You want to duplicate it exactly where it was. So you can cancel the movement by hitting Escape or right-clicking. Now, when you do that, it looks like it's canceled the duplication, but you can see in your outliner, it has duplicated it. You've got 2 objects, but it's just in the exact same place, which is what we want. So first things first, we need to name them, or else we could get very confused very easily. So you can name an object by just double-clicking on the outliner and then just typing in the object. The other way you can name something, I'll just show you the second.
I know what this is going to be, so.
Taurus.001.
Icing?
Object.
Hi, Fancy. What's up?
Where your cursor, sorry, is over
I am so willing to talk to, by the way. What am I doing? I am trying to multitask. I'm also trying to learn Blender by using the donut tutorial. So, this is what should put stream to art category. You know, that's a good point. I'll do that. I'm gonna have to pause that for a moment. But give me a moment. Click over here. Twitch, edit stream. Just chatting goes to art. Is it just art? Or is there art? It's just art. Okay. I wish I could have 2 categories going at once. Because I'm still using this as a just chatting stream. So. But let's see what I get. Done. All right. The category is changed to art. Welcome to my first art stream. So, all right, let me set this back up. I'm going to keep going, but I will answer any and all questions still. So, don't be afraid to bug me. I'm going to have to rewind this a little bit, though.
Here is redundant. Don't need it. So to delete it. So if we just dragged over the bottom here, you can see it looks like we've selected
Bold art.
but if you were to move around, you would see, oh, we haven't actually. It's only selected, annoyingly, what is facing the camera. Where there's a mesh, it's not gone through the mesh. A lot of users find this annoying. I agree. Sometimes it seems like that would be the more default one that would make more sense. But anyway, don't want to argue. So if you want to select through a mesh, you can go up to here in your top navigation, toggle X-ray. If you turn that on, it's going to enable you to see through the mesh. And now, when I drag over it, you can see that I have selected all through the mesh as I move around it. By the way, you might find it like when you're in this state, it's kind of hard to select. Like it's easy to kind of accidentally select what is above it, and depending on what you've got at your end, that might have happened already. So another way to easily just look directly at the bottom of your donut is to just click one of these.
That's a good point.
Instead of just dragging around, just do a.
I'm going to do that too. I know which one to replace too. There we are. I have the chatty tag. Alright. I will make the best donuts. And eventually I will make my character. This is how I'm... Oh man, should I actually just stream every time that I'm working on Blender? Huh. I wonder how well that will go down. Thoughts for later, but I think I'm really open to that idea. It's going to take many months to get good at Blender, so I might as well stream. You know what? That is a very fair point. Me learning Blender just will allow me to I mean, I guess this in its own right is content. You would look into learning Unity as well? Well, why do you say that? As far as Unity Unity goes, do I need to learn Unity for something else specific? You use Blender and Unity? Okay. You know a lot about the videos of making VR chat avatars, and you use Blender and Unity. Okay, what do you use Unity for? Just out of curiosity. Before I continue this tutorial. Because, I mean, I eventually want to... If I can make a VR chat avatar, I can make my own character. And that's what I eventually want to do. It's going to take me a while, I know it. But... I probably end up doing this tutorial, or just looking back at this tutorial a lot. Just to figure out exactly how I want to build something, or layer something, or do something with this, so... Okay, how to blend shape keying under 5 minutes on Blender. Oh, okay. So yeah, those are the Cool, thank you. It's Aiden, right? That's the person. I'm gonna keep this up, and then I'm gonna definitely take a look after stream. Okay. So, huh. I didn't think that something like this would be at all necessarily popular, or something that you guys would want to see. But if you guys want to see this, then yeah, I will stream every time that I'm working on this. And it will be at odd times, though. At first, I do want to hit affiliate, and I feel like I'm on the road to that. I'm 2 out of 4. So I'm going to make sure I hit affiliate first, and then I'm going to continue these streams. That way I don't have like, you can just put me on the background if I'm doing something. And on that day, he was an artist. Behold my art so far. Looks like a wireframe. All right. All right, let me continue then. Wait, is that video? There it is.
Single click on either the green one or the red one, the X or the Y.
Art chat streams are pretty loyal because you can see the creation process along with being chatty. Oh, nice. Thanks. I'm gonna
Which just makes it easier to just do a single all the way through the mesh. Select. All right. Okay.
Oops.
All right. So we want to delete that. So just hit the delete.
Click, click,
You get an extra
click,
option here of
click.
we want to delete edges, faces.
I need a third monitor. I think I'm gonna order one.
If we go back to object,
I need one for the tutorial. I need one for tracking all my stream stuff, and then my main one.
you got half the donut on top of itself. But as you move around, you can see you get some flickering. Now, this flickering happens, and it's actually a very common, it's actually a good warning sign to you as an artist.
Copy current address.
Faces on top of faces, and the 3D software doesn't know which face it wants to render, right? So it's like sometimes saying it's the front face, no, the back face, the front face, and there's no understanding. And sometimes you can actually spot it in TV shows and like VFX or like low budget stuff. You can see something flickering in the background, and I'm like, ooh, there it is, Z fighting.
Thank you for the links too, by the way.
Or Z fighting, if you're not American. So what we want to do is we want to give thickness to our icing.
Remembering exactly where this was.
Delete edges, faces. You want the vertices, that's everything. And now we have, if we go back to object mode,
Delete vertices.
toggle X-ray as well, and you can see it's working. We got half the donut on top of itself, but as you move around, you can see you get some flickering. Now, this flickering happens, and it's actually a very common, it's actually a good warning sign to you as an artist, because it means you've got faces on top of faces, and the 3D software doesn't know which face it wants to render, right? So it's like sometimes saying it's the front face, no, the back face, the front face, and there's no understanding. Sometimes you can actually spot it in TV shows and like VFX or like low budget stuff. You can see something flickering in the background, and I'm like, ooh.
Check my local thrift store. Sometimes they have cheap monitors, maybe older models, but fine for a chat panel. Yeah, that's all I really need is just a little bit of information. I think I might have to take a look around. I might actually have a monitor that can put up. So I don't know if I'm able to connect it, so I'll have to I can order the parts for that though off of like Amazon. I missed what he was saying. I have to get really good at just being able to pause and go back and forth. Where are you at? All right, that I did complete. This is where I'm at.
Toggle X-ray as well, and you can see it's working. You got half the donut on top of itself, but as you move around, you can see you get some flickering. Now, this flickering happens, and it's actually a very common, it's actually a good warning sign to you as an artist, because it means you've got faces on top of faces, and the 3D software doesn't know which face it wants to render, right? So it's like sometimes saying it's the front face, no, the back face, the front face, and there's no understanding. And sometimes you can actually spot it in TV shows and like VFX or like low budget stuff. You can see something flickering in the background, and I'm like, ooh, there it is, Z fighting. That's what it's called, Z fighting or Z fighting if you're not American.
Z fighting. Reminds me of Dragon Ball Z.
So we can do that with a solidifier.
Everyone get the Z fighters. It's like I've never heard them called that ever. subdivision. Is it am I right clicking subdivision or what am I right clicking on? What is it that he's clicking on?
And then here where you've got add modifier, we're going to go generate solidify. Okay. Now it's made it worse. It's actually
There we are.
a thickness to our mesh there, but it's actually done it the wrong way. So it's with the
Gohan's actor is really nice. Oh, nice. You met them. I part of me, like, I really appreciate good voice acting, but I've been to conventions. I've never really actually gone up to get an autograph of a voice actor, though. I never really felt like the need. I really just love to just listen and enjoy the voice acting. I guess what I could do is just walk up to them and just say, like, I appreciate your work. You've met him and Travis Wellingham and Vic Mignogna? Yeah. I don't know how to say his last name. Mick Mignogna? Anyway. The last time I went, there was one person that I saw. The reason I didn't actually go to greet him, though, was just how long the line was. But it was Charles Martinet, the voice actor for the original Mario, or the longest running. Mignogna. Mignogna? Mignogna? Is this... Are you just trying to get me to do cat sounds? I feel like this is just trying to get me to do cat sounds. Banana. That reminds me. I think so we have Crunchyroll. And I know Skojo's profile pic is the cat and the banana. I think it is from Banana. I had to check that out. You said it's a cute anime. Is it just like just overly cute, or is it like, does it have some good story to it, or is it just like something kind of absurd and funny? I have not. Cute and funny. Okay. I shall check it out. I am currently, though, trying to catch up on Demon Slayer, and I did watch the Entertainment District season yesterday. I was able to watch all of that at work. So, I'll check it out. I do like cute, I do like funny. I like a lot of anime, actually. I could go on a complete and utter rant of anime if you let me. Inosuke is hot. Are you talking from Demon Slayer or? Yep. Everyone's so muscular at this point too. Like you see everyone's like bodies just get more and more toned too as the series continues. Who's the boar guy? That's Inosuke. I think that's Inosuke in Demon Slayer, right? Please be right. Someone confirm. I just love that you see him first with the boar mask, and then it gets taken off, and it's just like, oh my god, you're pretty. And then in the entertainment district too, he gets picked out because he's pretty. Oh, I love it. Anyway, I'm going to continue this tutorial while we're still talking. If I was like, if I get to the point where I'm able to mess with Blender while chatting, that will be like my first goal. I need to learn my tools first, so it's going to go back and forth for a bit.
The normals, yeah, what is it? It's trying to put the extra bit inside the donut. So we can change that by just changing the offset here in the solidifier settings. Just drag that all the way to 1. Some of you might have actually found that it was correct before, just depending on which way your normals were. If that's the case, keep it at -1, but everyone else, keep it at 1. We just want to make sure it's actually outside. Okay. I also, let's just increase the thickness a little bit too. Let's go, yeah, 0.025. That looks pretty good. And great, we've got what looks like a yarmulke on our donut. A perfectly straight edge little hat for our donut. So let's make this look more like icing so that the edge is wavy all the way around. So to do this is where we get into the fancy, finger magic, because you're typing lots of keys. Anyway, go into edit mode, and we can see straight away that we can't see the mesh, and that's because the solidify modifier is obstructing our view. So these little boxes here, as I mentioned before, like this is to hide it from viewport. But if you want to just hide it from your edit mode, which is the state that we are in right now, the box next to it is the one that you uncheck, which means in object mode, when you're tabbed in object mode, you can still see it, but edit mode, it's it's temporarily hidden for you. So if I was to select one of these points here and move it down, you can see that it's working, but it would be, again, a lot of effort to go round and round and do these one by one. So we want to use that old familiar proportional fall-off tool again. So proportional editing on, and now as I move it down, let's just lower the slider way down here, and then let's pull this down. Okay, now we'll find issues. If we move to the side here, we can see the first issue we've discovered is that this is separating from our mesh here. And that's not what icing does. When it dribbles down, it follows the shape of the donut all the way down. So what we want to do is undo it a number of times, snap the vertices to our donut underneath it, right? So for that, we need to turn on snapping up here. Okay, now there are a number of ways to snap in Blender. The default way is increment, which just means the like the grid floor there. Like if you were to just like move it around, you can see it's just snapping to the grid floor. Not helpful. But we want to snap it to the face. And now with face snapping enabled, if we move this down, we can see, let's just look here, that the bottom bit is snapping to the face. But as you might have seen, the top bits, the rest of essentially what is inside of our circle of influence with this proportional editing, that's not being affected. Only the little point that we had selected was affected. So that's not what we want either. Normally that would be enough, but in this particular case, we want to also snap individual elements too. And let's go face project. Now, when we pull this down, you should see that these are also no longer clipping through the donut. But still, we have issues. Why is that? Well, it is actually working correctly. We can see these are not going through the mesh. So why does it look like it is? The reason for that is that there's actually just not enough information here. So if we go side on, you can see, right, like we've got this point here, and then we've got another point down here, and then we've got this long stretch in between, right? So that means that this part of the donut, oh gosh, that goes be enough. But in this particular case, we want to also snap individual elements too. And let's go face project. Now, when we pull this down, you should see that these are also no longer clipping through the donut. But still, we have issues. Why is that? Well, let's just look here, that the bottom case, but as you might have seen, the top bits, the rest of essentially what is inside of our circle of influence with this proportional editing, that's not being affected. Only the little point that we had selected was affected. So that's not what we want either. Normally that would be enough, but in this particular case, we want to also snap individual elements too. And let's go face project. Now, when we pull this down, you should see that these are also no longer clipping through the donut. But still, we have affected. So that's not what we want either. Normally that would be enough, but in this particular case, we want to also snap individual elements too. And let's go face project. Now, when we pull this down, you should see that these are also no longer clipping through the donut. But still, we have issues. Why is that? Well, it is actually working correctly. We can see these are not going through the mesh. So why does it look like it is? The reason for that is that there's actually just not enough information here. So if we go side on, you can see, right, like we've got this point here, and then we've got another point down here, and then these are not going through the mesh. So why does it look like it is? The reason for that is that there's actually just not enough information here. So if we go side on, you can see, right, like we've got this point here, and then we've got another point down here, and then we've got this long stretch in between, right? So that means that this part of the donut, oh gosh, that goes that goes around like that is just not, there's nothing to snap it to, essentially. So what we need to do to fix this is just add more geometry. So these little vertices here, we need more of those vertices. So we can do that by actually using the subdivision surface modifier. Because although it is a modifier, you can apply the modifier. And the modifier currently is adding geometry, so let's just apply it. So to apply it, we just click this little drop down here next to the modifier, and then go apply. Now, if we, nothing should have changed from this view because the same information is being displayed. But in edit mode, you should now see exponentially more faces, because here, where there was one face before, you can see there's now a lot more, right? 4x, okay, 4x. Okay, so now if we pull down, we should see it is snapping. And if we go into this mode, you can see that it's now conforming to the mesh in a much more snug way, because there's information there for it to use. Now this shading artifact here that we can see, this don't worry about that, we'll fix that in just a moment. But I need to show, because I've shown you like 4 things that we need to enable for this to work. I got to show you one more, because if I pull down and if I scroll up, you'll see something. Okay, if I was to click, we get this horrible problem here. And I've done this tutorial enough, and enough people have hit this issue that I need to call it out specifically, because it seems to be a big point that a lot of people just don't know where to go from. What's happened is if we use what's it called, the circle of influence for our proportional editing, if that is so high, it's actually high enough to reach the mesh on the other side of the donut. And then because we've got snapping, it's now projecting that, snapping it to the front, which is creating this like something that's a nightmare to fix. I mean, in fact, it's easier just to start from scratch than to try to fix that. So if we want, sorry, there's a lot of noise. To fix this, we need to hide the part of the mesh that we don't want to be influenced by our proportional tool, right? So to do that, there is an easy way to do it. We can actually do it very precisely. So if with this middle bit of our donut here, if I just hold down Alt and then do a left click, as I mentioned before, that selects the ring, okay? And we could do that all the way up, but actually there's a little, I don't know if it's an Easter egg. It's kind of a cool tool that not many people know about. Control plus. That will enable the select more Control Plus, Control Minus goes the other way, you can see that it's expanding out. So Control Plus will just like select the next vertice along a chain, roughly speaking. And you can see we can very quickly select all the parts of the mesh that we don't need, right? Very cool. By the way, if Control Plus doesn't work for you because you're on a laptop or something else, select more, less. You can also do it here. Anyways, to hide this part of the mesh, it's H. H for hide. So when you're in this state, it looks as though it's been deleted. It's very, sometimes you don't know where part of your mesh is, and then you forgot that you've got hide turned on. If parts of your mesh are hidden and you want to bring it back, it's Alt-H. So H to hide and then Alt-H to bring it back. Or if you can't remember it for whatever reason, you can also find it. Okay, it's underneath mesh. There we go. Mesh. Reveal hidden or hide selected. Okay, so that's the other way. But you can get my keyboard shortcut. It's in the link. It's free. Just use that and then you won't forget a lot of these handy shortcuts. All right, so now finally, after all that, after 4 different ways and problems to explain, we can now take part of this mesh and drag it down, and it will work correctly. Haha. So now we get to now finally be an artist and go like, what sort of, edge or what sort of icing do I want to make this look like? So what I'm doing here, by the way, is I'm hitting G to pull it down, and then I'm just middle click, single middle click, and then because my cursor is closest to the Z-axis, it's now snapping it to the Z-axis. So that's why I mentioned before that it's really handy. You don't have to think of the letter and type it in. You just go in the general direction you
Did I
want.
mute myself? Uh-oh. Ah!
Of the which is your scroll wheel, right?
What did I do?
Click. It's such a weird.
Am I muted? Still muted? One of the hotkeys I have is the period. I must have hit it. Oh no. Anyway. Sorry, I'm loose scuffed. Let me see exactly what he does here.
Now take part of this mesh and drag it down, and it will work correctly. Haha. So now we get to now finally. Like, what sort of,
Can you guys hear the video? Do you guys actually want to hear the video?
what sort of icing do I want to make this look like? So what I'm
Sorry, it doesn't look like the video is actually
middle click, single middle click, and then because
properly showcasing.
snapping it to the Z-axis. So that's why I mentioned before that it's really handy. You don't have to
So
think of the letter and type it in.
let me see if this helps.
Direction you want to go, and then just tap the middle click of the which is your scroll wheel, right?
There we are.
Middle click. It's such a weird button that you have to call it out. It's the scroll wheel button.
I didn't realize that the video wasn't like
seems to use it
playing.
Blender is like, no, we're going to use it for like
My bad.
90%.
I've been silent this entire time. I didn't even realize it.
But anyways, as you can see,
I'm still learning to be a good streamer, guys.
Too much attention to it, but I'm just making a wavy looking shape around it. You might also want to make some bits that go the opposite direction, right? And then maybe pull, so you've got like big shapes as well as medium shapes.
This one.
Small shapes, big, medium, small. It's the recipe for appealing design: big, medium, and small details. But I digress. By the way, I should mention, if you're stuck, don't feel bad, because there was certainly a lot of finickiness going on with this donut here, and we're definitely in the steep part of that curve at the moment. Do make use of my Discord if you are stuck. I created it literally so that people could get instantaneous help. I don't have any other benefit for it, so it's there so that you can find help. Link is in the description, and there's like donut help chat room where you can post screenshots of your problem, and then people can help each other out. So do make use of that. Now, our shading issue here, this darkened edge, is actually going to fix itself by fixing another issue. So it's a 2 birds, 1 solution kind of problem. This 90-degree edge here for this icing, not ideal. Everybody knows that a real icing would create like a rounded edge there, right? So we can fix that just by adding another subsurf modifier. Because you might remember I mentioned, like, yes, if you've got 3 vertices, it'll create like another vertice here and another vertice here, but it'll also like round it out. It'll pull this one back so you end up with a rounded corner. So right here in your modifier stack, we're going to go
Whoa.
modify, generate
What happened to you?
subdivision surface. Now, the order of these does matter. Okay, you want your solidifier
All right,
at the
can
top
I
and the subdivision after it. So Blender works top to bottom, and it's important it's in this way because you want the extrusion to happen
Okay.
first, and then in order to
So
round
it
that
was.
edge, it happens.
I did
has to
fix
happen
it.
as a secondary
Oh
step.
no.
So solidify on top, subdivision.
Let's do
underneath. Now,
this.
whilst we're here and we're looking at the close-up,
Let's do this.
little profile of this edge of this icing, another issue to call out. You can see it's got this this shape that goes around. Yes, so far so good. But then it goes up, and it's like, it'll be better if it went around and then tucked in and touched the edge of it, because that would look more like real liquid wood. So we can solve that by just changing one of the settings in the solidify modify. It's not one of those things that you would figure out or know where it is. It's just over time you learn where some of these settings are. But essentially here, the edge data. So we want to change the edge data to say that before you do the solidify step, add a crease on the inner part right here. If we increase this all the way to
I'm still doing this. I'm going to have to rewind the tutorial just a little bit.
Just on that inner part there. So the rest of it is a smoothed edge, but the middle one, there's a crease, so it's making a sharp edge there. And it just gives it just a little bit more realism. Just looks a little bit closer to what you would imagine real icing would do. Okay, now for the cool bit. All right, so reference of donuts, right? Yes, you've got these little wavy bits, but where the icing is really liquidy, it'll often break off from this wave here, and it'll create a trail that goes down underneath the donut, right? It just sort of drips.
All good. I was just focused. Yeah, sorry.
We can do that.
I might have been just focused, but
if we just took one of these points and then like dragged it all the way down like that, there wouldn't be enough information there, right? You could see.
I also missed a ton of what the tutorial was doing because I just kind of. Okay, this is that part. What? Right here.
For the moment. Do make use of my Discord if you are stuck. I created it literally so that people could get instantaneous help. I don't have any other benefit for it, so it's there so that you can find help. Link is in the description, and there's like donut help chat room where you can post screenshots of your problem and then people can help each other out. So do make use of that. Now, our shading issue here, this darkened edge, is actually going to fix itself by fixing another issue. So it's a two birds, one solution kind of problem. This 90-degree edge here for this icing, not ideal. Everybody knows that a real icing would create like a rounded edge there, right? So we can fix that just by adding another subsurf modifier. Because you might remember I mentioned, like, yes, if you've got 3 vertices, it'll create like another vertice here and another vertice here, but it'll also like round it out. It'll pull this one back, so you end up with a rounded corner. So right here in your modifier stack, we're going to go add modify, generate subdivision surface. Now, the order of these does matter. Okay, you want your solidify at the top and the subdivision after it. So Blender works top to bottom, and it's important it's in this way because you want the extrusion to happen first, and then in order to round that edge, it has to happen as a secondary step. So solidify on top, subdivision underneath. Now, whilst we're here and we're looking at the close-up, nice little profile of this edge of this icing, another issue to call out. You can see it's got this this shape that goes around. Yes, so far so good. But then it goes up, and it's like, it'll be better if it went around and then tucked in and touched the edge of it, because that would look more like real liquid wood. So we can solve that by just changing one of the settings in the solidify modify. It's not one of those things that you would figure out or know where it is. It's just over time you learn where some of these settings are. But essentially here, the edge data. So we want to change the edge data to say that before you do the solidify step, add a crease on the inner part right here. If we increase this all the way to 1, it now creates a sharpened edge just on that inner part there. So the rest of it is a smoothed edge, but the middle one, there's a crease, so it's making a sharp edge there. And it just
interesting. What did I eat today?
Looks a little bit closer to what you would imagine real icing would do. Okay.
Water.
All right. So if you look at
some
right? Yes, you've got these little wavy bit,
creatine
the
and
shape is liquidy, it'll
an
often
Oreo
break
cookie.
off from this wave here, and it'll create a trail
I haven't eaten much
down,
today yet.
underneath the donut, right? It just sort of drips all the way down. Whoops, bumped the microphone. So we can do that, but not the way we were doing it before. If we just took one of these points and then like dragged it all
I
the
will.
way down like that, there wouldn't be enough.
I'm
You can see
I
just
usually
this,
eat
like, stretched look, and it doesn't
more
look
at work,
great, okay?
but
So
I'm also trying to lose weight
subdivision.
myself.
We can
So
just do it by like adding more and more subdivision cells. So we need to actually like break this shape here and create a new shape that goes down. So we need to extrude. So if I select this vertice and then the one next to it by holding down Shift, I don't think I mentioned it, but yeah, if you want to select two things at once, it's Shift select. Anyways, so if we select two vertices like that, we want to extrude it downward by hitting E. So when you tap E, it's similar to G in that you're in a placement state now, saying where do you want to place this? So I'm going to move it down to, yeah, like about there where I want the trail to stop, and I'm just going to do click, left click, and it's now placed it there. Now, it's hard to see it, but if I just switch to wireframe, you can see what it's doing. So it's created this breakaway shape here, an entirely new face that's completely separate to what we've got there currently. And what this means is if we go to object mode, you can see it's not just like continuing this form here, it's pulled it down, right? Which is exactly what we want. And in fact, I want it to go even further than that. So I'm going to select those two vertices, and I'm going to pull it down again, and I'll do it again. And the reason I've done this 1, 2, 3 is that this detail here is important so that it conforms to the shape of the donut. Because if there's not enough, you're going to have that clipping issue that I showed you earlier. So that's pretty good. And now we're going to do it again. Originally, in my earlier versions of the donut, I only did like one of these. But then I noticed that in the render,
interesting.
it's often the most interesting part of the donut. So now I'm thinking, yeah, just do it all the way around the donut. Just add the bit that looks cool. Add more of that. So here, so wherever there's essentially like a big dip is where I'm looking.
Can I hear the video audio at all?
Would sort of build up and the surface tension there would be
Let's see. Let's see. I gotta turn it up then. Properties.
Down underneath like that.
Whereas with filters,
why not?
I have to increase the gain a lot.
And down.
How's that, Fancy? Can you hear it?
And that's pretty good.
A little bit more than that, probably.
Lovely.
Let's go a little bit more than that.
That concludes finally this heavy part of the tutorial.
Okay.
So if you're ready to watch the next part, I hope you're not giving up. You can click there on the screen and I'll see you there.
Let's see.
Make sure you hit subscribe as well if you haven't. A large number of you don't.
I am boosted all the way up. A bit more?
That's what you need to do.
Ow, is it so quiet?
Thanks, guys. See you in the next part. Congrats.
I think there's something
you made it to part 4. You clicked on the next part of the video.
funky with my audio settings.
Each video.
Give me a sec. Let me just check. Bin volume mixer. This might be the issue. Let's try this. And then let's try lowering my filter before I resume. Let's go back to 0 and see if that fixes it.
As you go down. So you're here. Well done. Thumbs up. As you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to learn about sculpting.
Okay.
But first, I should call out. If you have a problem with your mesh now, those problems can be amplified the further you go along. So it helps to do
filters,
check now.
boost.
If you don't have any problems before we move along. So to look for it, go into edit mode. And first of all, by
filters,
the way, if you can't
boost.
see that middle part of your mesh, it's because you remember we temporarily hit it. So you can bring it back by hitting Alt
boost
H,
even more.
and that will bring back the rest of the mesh. And then we're looking for issues with the mesh.
All right, how's that?
Like right here. So this is a really common problem.
Better.
Following this tutorial.
Good now. All
because
right.
when you're projecting parts of the mesh, if it was like side on to the camera, it will project it that way. And then you can have like overlapping parts of the mesh. So that creates this artifact here, which will be exaggerated when we add more detail to it. So
turn down by 10%.
So turn on snapping, and I'll keep proportional turned off. And then I'm just going to move this back over here just to move each of these points back. Another very common problem is you might have parts that have separated from your mesh. Now you can quickly fix this if you just like selected the point and then hit G to move it
up a bit
when
more.
you're in that state, it's also snapping it to the mesh. Now you could do that all the way along, like select, tap G, then click, select, tap G, then click.
All right, how's that?
But that's, anybody's got time for that. Let's make Blender do the work for us. So there's a tool that's just designed for this, and it's called the Shrink Wrap Modifier. So over to our trusty modifier stack, we're going to add yet another modifier. So add modifier. It's not under generate, it's form, which we haven't accessed before. New modifier.
What happened to the video?
What we're looking for is shrink wrap.
I just see that.
And first of all, hasn't done anything.
Give me a sec.
Because it needs
what happened?
To know what
I didn't touch anything.
What is the mesh that we're shrink wrapping our mesh?
All right. I can hear you, but I can't see you. Okay, OBS. Let's try. There we are. Let's try that again. Now we can see it. Alrighty. Blender.
2. What and 4 just as it's well like instead of just you can eject right in the middle part of your mesh. It's because you remember we temporarily hit it, so you can bring first have any problem I'd pull out. Up. It was like that's there. So if you're ready to watch the next part, I hope you're not giving up. You can click heavy up. Right.
So he has what, like 4 extrusions, looks like?
Lovely.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. So I'll go back to here. I can do this. That is not the way I wanted. Ooh, that looks funny. Super corruption. All right. Should be E for extrusion, right? Yeah, I must have hit R for rotate. And again. And again. Let's try. Ooh, right here's a good one. 1, 2. 1, 2. And there we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. What does it look like? Cool. All right, I think that looks pretty good right now. All right. Now I can continue the video.
So that concludes finally this heavy part of the tutorial. So if you're ready to watch the next part, I hope you're not giving up. You can click there on the screen and but if you're right there. Part 4, you clicked on the next part of the video. There's always like less viewers each video as you go
Audio
down.
needs to go up about 5%.
Thumbs up. As you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to learn about sculpting. But first, I should call out, if you have a problem with your mesh those problems can be amplified the further you go along. So it helps to do a technical check now to make sure you don't have any problems before we move along. So to look for it, go into edit mode. And first of all, by the way, if you can't see that middle part of your mesh, it's because you remember we temporarily hit it. So you can bring it back by hitting Alt-H, and that will bring back the rest of the mesh. And then we're looking for issues with the mesh, like right here. So this is a really common problem following this tutorial, because when you're projecting parts of the mesh, if it was like side on to the camera, it will project it that way, and then you can have like overlapping parts of the mesh. So that creates this artifact here, which will be exaggerated when we add more detail to it. So we just want to drag that back. So turn on snapping, and I'll keep proportional turned off, and then I'm just going to move this back over here just to move each of these points back. Another very common problem is you might have parts that have separated from your mesh. Now you can quickly fix this if you just like selected the point and then hit G to move it. When you're in that state, it's also snapping it to the mesh. Now you could do that all the way along, like select, tap G, then click, select, tap G, then click. But that's, anybody's got time for that. Let's make Blender do the work for us. So there's a tool that's just designed for this, and it's called the Shrink Wrap Modifier. So over to our trusty modifier stack, we're going to add yet another modifier. So add modifier. It's not under generate, it's under deform, which we haven't accessed before. New modifiers. Ooh, the one we're looking for is Shrink Wrap. And first of all, hasn't done anything because it needs to know what the target is. What is the mesh that we're shrink wrapping our mesh to? So with this little eyedropper tool, you can see when you've clicked it, my cursor's changed to an eyedropper. And now if I hover over objects, I got the name of it. So I want to click on the object that is the donut, and now it's snapped to the donut and made it worse. Why, Andrew, would you make us do that? Remember, the order of your modifier stack matters. So the reason this happened is because we've done it after the solidify modifier. So it works top to bottom. We want the shrink wrap to happen before any of the extrusion happens. So now that it's there, it's correct. And this is what it looks like before, and this is after. And it's subtle, right? And you'll probably see this across your mesh, like little subtle changes where maybe it just separated off the mesh, which wasn't quite a perfect alignment, but this will just correct that. So great, we don't need this here now. We can just apply it because it was just a once-off operation, and now all our mesh should be perfectly flat. And assuming you haven't got any other issues going on, again, make sure you use my Discord if you do have issues and you need someone to help make use of the community.
I think you got the center too, right?
Problem, and I'm sure people can help out. All right,
yep.
So we want to do some sculpting. Now, why do we want to sculpt? Well, because if you look at reference photos of donuts with icing on them, you'll see that icing is obviously a liquid, and liquid does weird things. One of the weird things that it does is that it will pool in certain areas. It's not like a uniform amount all the way.
I'd like to point out, right here is where I got super stuck on the tutorial last time. After I shrink wrapped it, like I had some weird, something weird happen to my donut that, and it was one of the reasons why I had to restart my tutorial again. I was like, I don't know what I did. I can't fix it. So I had to go back and redo everything. This thing looks weird. What is happening here? Interesting. Oh, it looks all right, though, rendered. Anyway, now we can keep going.
So the most obvious being like at the end of this trail here, there would be more that would accumulate at the end there. And I think the reason for it is that because it's a viscous fluid, once it runs out of enough fluid, there's not enough to kind of push it forward, but there's enough for it to build up. So you would have like a buildup here on each of these ends, but you would also have buildups all along the edge. And you can see it in reference photos. Like here, we've got this like clear, was it like a glaze? And basically the areas there where it looks whiter, that's a thickened area. So we essentially want to replicate that across our donut. So we can't do that currently. Like if you go into edit mode, we don't have any mesh to work with because the extrusion, the thickened part is happening via this modifier. So we need to make the modifier real. So again, we're just going to apply it. Drop down, apply. Now in edit mode, we have that part of the mesh to work with. So we could, if you wanted to, come in here and like...
What did you do again? You did something. Let's see. Were you in gen object mode? Solidify? Just rewind a couple seconds.
Don't have any mesh to work with because the extrusion, the thickened part is happening via this modifier. So we need to make the modifier real. So again, we're just going to apply it. Drop down, apply. Now in edit mode, we have that part of the mesh to work with. So we could, if you wanted to, come in here and like select the points that you want to add, you know, a bulge to, and then very carefully come in and tap G, and then, oh, I've got snapping turned on, turn that off. Pull this out, right? And go like that and go, yep, there's a little bulge there, but that's very tedious to first select a point, then tap a key to move it. It's very tedious. So that's really like you just need to use another tool to do the job. So edit mode is one tool, and it's good for like very precise things when you need to get precise things. But for more like organic shapes, more freehand stuff, that's where sculpting comes in. So at the top here, we've just been flipping between object and edit mode, but the one underneath it is sculpt mode. So when we go into that mode, you'll see that we have on the left-hand side all of these tools that appear. And I mean, this isn't a sculpting like tutorial, really. We're just really going to scratch the surface, but they do different things, different sculpting things. Like let's just use the default tool here. Can't really see much happening. Let's just turn up the strength and the size of it. Like it just pulls out that part of it. And even that quick little one stroke, imagine if you had to select each of those points and pull them out one by one. Like that's why this tool is the appropriate tool for this kind of job, right? Because it's very quickly going to enable us to add lots of complex shape. Very cool. So the tool that we're looking for is actually, it's this one, the inflate brush, which is just conveniently the I hotkey, inflate. By the way, if you want to change the size of brushes in Blender, I mean, you've got these ones here. You've also got the strength slider here, but there is a hotkey just to change the size of the brush with F. So F to change the size of the brush, and you just pull out with your cursor to make it bigger, and then pull in to reduce it, and then do a single left click to confirm. You can also change the strength with Shift F. So Shift F, pull out, click, and then Shift F, pull in, click. Anyways, so if I was to draw on this, you can see that I'm inflating that edge. I could also inflate here, but you very quickly realize, like, look at that. Look at that. What is that, right? The eye is going to see that. It's a pro tip. Your eye is like, if you're going low res, don't go low res for things that are round, because your eye is very quickly going to spot low poly things. Actually, just last night I was playing Spider-Man, the Miles Morales one, and there was like this coffee cup that was on a table, and then you walk, and it looks fine, like as a background asset, but then part of it, the mission, you had to go up and read something on the table, and you had to get close to this coffee cup, and it was like 8 vertices. It just looked like almost looked like a nut on a wheel of a car, right? Just like that jagged. So, anyways. What I'm saying is this is a rounded form, so we need more information. We need more detail to sculpt on. The reason this is jagged and the reason there's not enough detail here is that just even though we have a subsurf modifier, a subdivision modifier, it's applying it after we do the sculpt mode. So when you're in sculpt mode, it's still just using your raw mesh here, and then it does this as a secondary step. So if we want to sculpt into this detail, we need to apply this. So I'm going to use more than one. I'm going to use 2 because I want to have even more detail. So importantly, by the way, if you're applying a subdivision modifier, even though you've got 2 levels here, it will always use just the viewport. So your render amount here could be whatever, but when you hit apply, it's just going to apply whatever is in the viewport. So I'm going to go 2 levels and hit apply. Now look at this. Whoo. We have 16 times the detail because we had level 1, which would be 4x, a 4x multiply, and then 4x of 4x, 16. So we have 16 times the vertices to play with. So now when we go into sculpt mode, look at it now. When we sculpt, look at that. So much more room to work with and much more fun. So now that I'm in that state, I'm going to just do little circles with this brush on each of these points here. And the reason I'm doing like little circles like this is that by default, the stroke state is, space. You can switch it to airbrush if you want, and then you can just click and hold it there. But I find that to actually be like harder to control. So I just keep it in space mode and then just do like little circles. And then that enables you to just kind of continue adding more pressure as you move your mouse. So a little circle like that. And there you go. Very quickly, already we have a more interesting looking shape across it. So another brush, another tool, I guess you call it. Is it a brush? Or is it, I think these technically are called brushes. But anyways, another one that you use all the time is grab. And conveniently, it's the hotkey G. And what this does is just like pushing clay with your finger. It's like, It's really cool. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm actually just exaggerating the design. because that is what makes appealing design. It's exaggerating the addition and subtraction that you see in a shape, even though in the real world you might not see this like tapered thing like that. Because it's got this bulbous end, you want to draw more attention to that kind of globule at the end there. And to do that, yeah, if you just make this a little bit tapered using this tool, it can do that. And we get to learn about a new tool in Blender, which is the whole point of this tutorial. So, yeah. All right, pull this around, Just click and drag. I could change the shape, size of the brush with F. And you've got more time than me, so maybe make this better than what I'm doing really quickly. But just get, generally a shape like that, and it should look a little nicer. Okay, so now let's do that raised edge all the way around the rim of this. Now, in previous versions of this tutorial, I said just use the inflate brush and then just like draw across it. The problem with this is that this is so imprecise, and you can accidentally like draw over another bit, and then you look at it side on and you get these like noticeable like divots across the donut. And it's not very, it's very hard to do because you keep like accidentally clicking off it and then on it, and you get this like jagged like dig. It's not very appealing, the point is. So let's go back. We can learn about another tool. It's another excuse to learn about another tool, and that tool is called the mask tool. So it's actually in the list here, but I never.
Yes, I do want to make a 3D model of my VTuber.
M for mask.
But I also want to like create a brand new kind of VTuber.
If you just draw on it,
by mishmashing. So like I want to be in the creative process of my own model.
And then when you're using another tool, like say you switch to
this is why I'm learning.
And if you draw over this, let me just increase this. Yeah, if you drew over this, you can see it's applying an inflation to everything except the area that is dark. And that's how you can create like
turn on my mic a little bit.
Lesion on a zombie or something like
my
that.
mic is almost already maxed out.
So
I think I'm going to turn down the video a little bit,
sculpting, used a lot. And
just so that my voice appears over.
What we're going to do is mask out just this area along the rim there. And then we're going to apply a constant inflate value to just the area that we've masked.
My voice is still over the video.
Mask tool.
Otherwise, it'll start becoming distorted if I turn myself up even more.
Opaque mask. So we're going to set the strength all the way to 1. And then I'll use a brush size about here. So essentially, where do I want the inflation? Like, do I want this much inflation on the rim? No, probably something about here. And then I'm just going to paint a dark.
What the hell? I just meant to pause it. Everything's so good? Okay, yeah. I'm just pausing the video really quick. I have to go back and look to see where he is adding the mesh.
Much inflation, brush size, take, and in arrow use be or something. You can brush. If you just draw a mask in the list here, but I never remember what tool is called the mask tool. So it's actually in the list here, but I never remember what it is. It's just hit M for mask, and it's this one. Is if you just draw on it, you get this grade shape, right? And then when you're using another tool, like say you switch to the inflate brush now, and if you draw over this, let me just increase this. Yeah, if you drew over this, you can see it's applying an inflation to everything except the area that is dark. And that's how you can create like, a skin lesion on a zombie or something like that. So a mask is very useful in sculpting, used a lot. And we're going to use it in just this case. What we're going to do is mask out just this area along the rim there. And then we're going to apply a constant inflate value to just the area that we've masked. So first use the mask tool. Mask. And it doesn't really make sense to use like a half opaque mask. So we're going to set the strength all the way to 1. And then I'll use a brush size about here. So essentially, where do I want the inflation? Like, do I want this much inflation on the rim? No, probably something about here. And then I'm just going to paint a darkened value all the way across it. And I just want to make sure that it's, fairly even. It doesn't have to be completely perfect, but fairly even across it. And I obviously don't want it to be in this part because that, the liquid has flowed all the way down and it's broken the trail and it's gone down there. So I don't want any raised area there. And again, I apologize if this was like tedious, but it's a way to learn Blender piece by piece. Okay, hey, speaking of which, I forgot. With the sculpt tools in Blender, for whatever reason, it has assumed by default that you might want to sculpt on the other side of your mesh. So you can see I've got this smear here, and that's because somewhere I was painting over here, I went through the mesh and it painted on the other side of the mesh over there. Very annoying. So I can undo it. It's just easier than like repainting that whole thing. And what you want to do with your mask tool is underneath brush, set it to front faces only. And that means when you paint, it should mean that as you draw, it could still happen, just be careful, but it should happen less. It shouldn't happen like on the opposite side of the same mesh. Anyways, it should happen less. By the way, I didn't call it out because it's not essential, but if you do ever
Where was that? It was under brush. And keep going.
set it to front faces only. And that means when you paint, it should mean that as you draw, it could still happen, just be careful, but it should happen less. It shouldn't happen like on the opposite side of the same mesh. Anyways, it should happen less. By the way, I didn't call it out because it's not essential, but if you do ever want to isolate and only see the selected object, / is the isolation mode. So / on the number pad or the actual normal keyboard will pull you in and out of that state. Anyway, so now with the mask brush, with front faces only enabled, I can paint along it, and it should happen less, essentially. All right, I don't know what to say, but this doesn't take long once you've set it up. And assuming you've got the strength of 1, by the way, you don't want to have areas with like half opaque, right? Because we want to have a constant value across it as we inflate it. And we should get a nice raised edge that goes all the way along the donut. Okay, great. Just clean it up if you've got any areas that look a little untidy, a little unkempt. Yep. Awesome. All right. So, as I mentioned, the mask will actually mask out the area, so you can't paint on it. We obviously want to only paint on the area that we mask. So we want to invert it by just hitting Control-I, same hotkey as Photoshop, etc. And then, obviously, if we went to the inflate brush and then we just painted, like, yes, we're only now painting onto that area, but it also doesn't solve our problem of like different values across it. So we want to apply a uniform inflation on just these areas. So there is a tool in the sculpt tools called, where is it? Mesh Filter. So I will be honest, it's probably the laziest implementation of a tool in Blender. Like, mesh filters, they're not really well documented. You kind of have to just learn how they work.
Where did you do that? Right here.
The area, so you can't paint on it. We obviously want to only paint on the area that we mask. So we want to invert it by just hitting Control-I, same hotkey as Photoshop, etc. And then, obviously, if we went to the inflate brush and then we just painted, like, yes, we're only now painting onto that area, but it also doesn't solve our problem of like different values across it. So we want to apply a uniform inflation on just these areas. So there is a tool in the sculpt tools called, where is it? Mesh Filter. So I will be honest, it's probably the laziest implementation of a tool.
Mesh Filter.
Like, mesh filters, they're not really well documented. You kind of have to just learn how they work. But unlike all these other brushes here, the way this one works is it's applying a uniform value to the entire mesh. So it doesn't actually matter where you click on the mesh, it's going to apply it. And it's applying what is in the filter types listed here. So if I just click, this is the other thing I have to learn. If I drag to the right, I'm inflating. If I drag to the left, I'm deflating and sort of subtracting the opposite direction. You just kind of have to learn that that's how this specific tool works. My theory is, by the way, to go on a rant, ZBrush's user experience and interface is so arcane,
No?
so badly hodgepodge together from ideas over the last 2 decades. They never had any thought in the process. They just lumped it all in there. And Blender's sculpting tools competes with that. So they're like, hey, yeah,
I have to pause. There. It was Control I, right? To invert. Okay, there we go.
the filter tools
Wasn't working.
The other actually matter way implemented. So I will be honest, it's probably the laziest implementation of a tool in Blender. Like mesh filters, they're not really well documented. You kind of have to just learn how they work. But unlike all these other brushes here, the way this one works is it's applying a uniform value to the entire mesh. So it doesn't actually matter where you click on the mesh, it's going to apply it. And it's applying what is in the filter types listed here. So if I just click, this is the other thing I have to learn. If I drag to the right, I'm inflating. If I drag to the left, I'm deflating and sort of subtracting the opposite direction. You just kind of have to learn that that's how this specific tool works. My theory is, by the way, to go on a rant, ZBrush's user experience and interface is so arcane, so badly hodgepodge together.
I can see why people can do some of the animations in Blender and just look
They never had any
hilarious.
thought in the process. They just lumped it all in there. And Blender's sculpting tools competes with that. So they're like, hey, yeah, the filter tools, yeah, they're not the easiest to understand, but at least we're not ZBrush. That's my theory. It's my working theory I'm going with. But anyways, point is now that we're in this, you could see we're applying a uniform value to everything. Hooray for us. I might also, I'm going to set the strength of this to 0.1, and that just means that as I move the cursor, it's applying less of a value for the movement, so I can use smaller movements. The other thing though is this is a little like, it almost looks, if we go into object mode, it looks like a tube almost around the edge of it. It's not very nice. It basically, the edge that we've got here is too hard, so we can smooth out that edge by using mask, smooth mask. Okay. Now, if we use the inflate, just tilts to the right a little bit. I'm just going to go with that. Let's go object mode and see how that looks.
I missed that. But I finally got this part. This is everything from here on out is new to me. Let's see. So he had me.
It basically, the edge that we've got here is too hard, so we can smooth out that edge by using mask, smooth mask. Okay. Now, if we use the inflate, just tilts to the right a little bit.
There it is.
I'm just going to go with that. Let's go object mode and see how that looks.
Well, Catboy learns 3D modeling. I'm learning how to make a donut.
Just exaggerate it.
I guess you can lick the icing off of it. I guess.
There we go. Great. So
I'll need that for future model reference.
Now, there's a little bit of artifacting there because the way the mask works is it's kind of that feathering thing. It's not very exact, and it's kind of got some values in between it. So we can smooth that out in sculpt mode by, first of all, just clearing the mask and then using the smooth tool. By default, it's too high, so just turn it down. And I'm just going to smooth that edge, and that'll just sort of clear up some of this artifacting. It's a little too high. For whatever reason, the smooth tool, which also you can access at any point when you're in sculpt mode just by holding down shift, and it'll temporarily invoke the smooth tool, and it'll use the value that is on the smooth tool. So you'll be in this mode, and then you hold down shift, and it'll actually not use this exact, and it's kind of got some values in between it. So we can smooth that out in sculpt mode by, first of all, just clearing the mask and then using the smooth tool. By default, it's too high, so just turn it down. And I'm just going to smooth that edge.
Smooth
just
tool.
Sort of clear up some of this
Where's the smooth tool?
It's a little too high. For whatever reason, the smooth tool, which also you can access at any point when you're in sculpt mode just by holding down shift, and it'll temporarily invoke the smooth tool, and it'll use the value that is on the smooth tool. So you'll be in this mode, and then you hold down shift, and it'll actually not use this value, but the value that's on the smooth tool. Again, ZBrush is the competitor, so some things are a little weird here. Anyways, so it's a little too high. Just turn it down, and now I've got a nice value. And I'm just smoothing this out just to clear up some of the artifacting all the way around the mesh. Boop, boop, boop.
Am
And that's
I?
it.
Oh,
Lovely. Hey,
probably because I have
if you've made it this far, 3D is in the
wrong
cards.
filter.
It's for you because we've done some fairly complex things. So if you're a beginner and you're just getting started in Blender, congrats.
I'll probably end it here once I actually understand this last step. What is this? It looks completely different on my screen. Let's see if I can blow it up. On YouTube. His options look vastly different. He's on the smooth tool, but I was trying to figure out what he selected over here. So let me go back and see if I can see it.
Lovely. A little competitor that is on the smooth tool. So you'll be in this mode, and then you hold down shift, and it'll actually not use this value, but the value that's on the smooth tool. Again, ZBrush is the competitor, so some things are a little weird here. Anyways, so it's a little too high. Just turn it down, and now I've got a nice value. And I'm just smoothing this out. Just clear.
Okay, I'm in sculpt mode. It's not sculpt mode. This filter.
Down thing, so you'll be in and temporarily. Also, you can access at any point when you're going to by first of all just clearing the mask, and then using the smooth tool. By default, it's too high, so just turn it down. And I'm just going to smooth that edge, and that'll just sort of clear up some of this artifacting. It's a little too high. For whatever reason, the smooth tool, which also you can access at any point when you're in sculpt mode, just by holding down
I don't
shift,
have a
and it'll
strength.
temporarily
What is
invoke the smooth tool, and it'll use the value that is on the smooth tool. So you'll be in this mode, and then you hold down shift, and it'll actually not use this value, but the value that's on the smooth tool. Again, ZBrush is the competitor, so some things are a little weird here. Anyways, so it's a little too high. Just turn it down, and now I've got a nice value. And I'm just smoothing this out.
this? I am confused. Where does he go from there? Flatten, fill deeper layer, plateau, pose, smear. Oh, that doesn't sound right. It doesn't look right either.
Just to clear up some that's on in this act and tool in sculpt mode by first of all just clearing the mask, and then using the smooth tool. By default, it's too high, so just turn it down. And I'm just going to smooth that edge, and that'll just sort of clear up some of this artifacting.
Nothing changed.
Too high. For whatever reason, the smooth tool, which
but it has changed somewhere. Okay. Sculpt mask, face sets, color attributes. Okay, that's correct.
So we can smooth that out in sculpt mode by first of all just clearing the mask, and then using the smooth tool.
Then he says the smooth tool is over here. Mask by color, edit face, color filter, cloth filter. Assign. What? How does he get this? All right, do I have to go back even further?
Very exact, and it's kind of got some values in between it. So we can smooth that out in sculpt mode by first of all just
I'm in sculpt mode. Is it down here? Draw sharp, draw, inflate, layer, flatten contrast, plateau, smooth. Is this it? I'm on the brush, I'm on smooth. That looks correct.
Clearing the mask and then using the smooth tool. By default, it's too high, so just turn it down. And I'm just going to smooth that edge, and that'll just sort of clear up some of this artifacting. It's a little too high. For whatever reason, the smooth tool, which also you can access at any point when you're in sculpt mode just by holding down shift, and it'll temporarily invoke the smooth tool, and it'll use the value that is on the smooth tool. So you'll be in this mode, and then you hold down shift, and it'll actually not use this value, but the value that's on the smooth tool. Again, ZBrush is the competitor, so some things are a little weird here. Anyways, so it's a little too high. Just turn it down.
That's what that does. Okay.
And I'm just smoothing this out to just clear up some of the artifacting all the way around the mesh. Ba-doop, boop, boop. And that's it. Lovely.
I don't know. I think my donut's looking pretty donutty.
If you've made it this far, 3.
This is the best looking one I have so far. Let's see. Let me save it. I'll show you the other ones that I was making before. Save. Open. This was my first donut. And I know it looked like I had screwed something up. I was like, I wanted to start anew. And then the other one that I had was this one, which was, I don't know what I did, but something went super wrong with it, and I couldn't fix it. So I now have a good one. This one. This is my favorite donut so far, and I'm glad I did it on stream. I might end up smoothing it out a little bit, just off stream, but I probably am going to have to stop for the day. Thank you for joining me. Let's see, let me go back to just chatting. If you want me to do more of these art streams, I definitely will. I didn't know that they were going to be popular enough, or if you guys actually wanted me to see. Of course, you can always talk to me during the stream, and I'll do it. But until I learn the tools, I'm going to have to probably stop and restart a lot. So if you guys don't mind that, then I will definitely do this in the future. So thank you very much for joining me on this stream. And have a wonderful day.